Papercut Club on Oman FM.
Hello and welcome to the Papercut Club on Oman FM, where we discover a little bit more about the world and ourselves through the magic of the written word. Today, I'm alone in the studio once again.
No, you're not.
Okay, no, I'm not. I'm with Abdullah Al-Ma'wali, our producer.
This has been the trick all along. I wanted to produce this show just so I can appear in every episode.
Yeah, with like less pressure on you for performing or anything.
Pretty much.
But this time, Abdullah, we're going to take a trip to the Muscat Book Fair.
Yeah, we'll go to the place where you live.
You know, I didn't go this time.
What? How come?
I didn't think it was going to be this short. I thought I had time. And here it's done.
I feel like a good amount of time for them is like 2 weeks.
This was less than 2 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, maybe people didn't expect it to be as successful as it would be, but it was extremely successful. And actually, it's always been very successful. I'm not really sure what happened, but it could have been just COVID related or...
So how was it? You went?
I went twice, actually, and my intention was always to report on it each time. However, I hit a roadblock, 3 roadblocks to be specific.
Okay.
I took my son and 2 of my nieces with me, and I don't know if you've ever been in a car with 3 very small children, cute, adorable, but very small children with very short attention spans, and who have been cooped up at home for a very long time and haven't been to an event like this ever.
Oh, no.
So all of these factors combined to create a pretty hectic, just the car journey on its own, to be honest, was enough to wipe me out. By the time we got there, they were like chanting, and I don't know what they were chanting. It sounded like a war.
We're here. We're here. Okay. I'll get the rope. Here you go, Mama. Thank you. I don't want to be late. Don't be late for the playground.
Wait. And so nothing really was able to happen on that day. And that's fine because it all worked out for the best because our good friend Sami Al-Asmi, host of Touchdown Muscat,
Plug.
was able to come with me, and he seriously helped me out on that day. He, first of all, he got his on-the-go recording equipment. And helped me find people to interview, which was honestly, as a newbie, in the radio world, that was pretty intimidating, just walking up to people and asking them to talk.
That's what a reporter does.
I know.
Yeah.
It's shocking.
What's shocking?
Sometimes people's reactions.
like how?
Someone just I didn't even finish my sentence, and this one lady was like, "I don't have time for this," and she just.
I'm here for books.
She was a seller, actually. I was like, oh, I thought you wanted to, promote your. Okay, never mind. She was like, look, I have inventory. I was like, okay. This was my first time experiencing the book fair at the convention center, actually, and the new one. And it was a fantastic experience in the sense that it was huge. There's a massive hall. I think the entire convention center space was taken up for the book stall. There were, I could easily say, hundreds of stalls set up, all from different parts of the world. There was people, sellers from the UK, from Germany, from so many countries in the Arab world. There was Yemen, there was Jordan, Egypt, Lebanon, Syria. It was extremely crowded, and this is the only time I've never been happier to be in a crowd, like to be in traffic. The first time I went was on a public holiday, and I was thinking to myself, these people are here celebrating, they're here all coming here as a family or as a group of friends or whatever to go and get books together. That's so wholesome.
Yeah.
And I loved Oman that little bit more, in that moment, because it was just such a wholesome thing. Everyone was competing. The parking lot was packed. inside there was crowds everywhere. The queues for some stalls were just insane. Like, it was really interesting, and people were coming there with their entire families. People brought suitcases with them so that they wouldn't have to carry books around. You know,
Wow.
when we spoke to some of the booksellers, like casually without recording, they did say that this is one of the events that they look forward to the most every year, because it's such a big deal for them in terms of sales and just engagement with customers. So it's actually a much bigger event for the region than I ever realized. And only after going and speaking to sellers properly did that really hit home for me.
You're a massive book person, obviously. You literally have a radio show on books, right? What does the book fair mean to you? Is it like, do you wait for this all year? Because it's like Disneyland, I imagine.
Well, honestly, okay, if I can be completely frank, this is mostly an Arabic language book fair. So there is a very decent selection of English language books. However, definitely the focus of the fair are books in Arabic. And that's exciting for me in a different way, because I haven't really taken the time to explore the world of writing in Arabic. This was an eye-opener for me because I had a pretty narrow view of what book publishing in Arabic looked like. I had this idea that, publishing is all really old-fashioned. It's very outdated in the Arabic world. Like, there's nothing new and exciting coming out of there. But I was really pleasantly surprised by the stuff that I saw in the Arabic sections. And by far, by the way, the stars of the show at the book fair, if I may say so myself, were the people attending from Egypt. The booksellers and publishers from Egypt, they were, I think, the majority. They were by far the most numerous on my count.
So how are they the stars?
In the sense that they just had so much presence. There were so many stalls from there. And the products that they had, the books that they had, and other things that they had were really, really, really impressive. We came across a publisher called Manshurat al-Rabi' from Egypt. The first thing that struck me from this stall was how beautiful the books were, because normally Arabic book covers are really outdated. I think that's a fair assumption, or I think that's a fair thing to say. This time, however, the covers were really beautifully designed. There was a lot of thought put into the packaging of it.
يعني هذا الرسام يروح يجيب الشخصيات والافيشات بتاع الافلام ويعملهم في كان هذا notes.
So I spoke to Ahmed Saeed, who is a representative from Al-Rabi' Publishing. He had some really good, interesting comments about this exact topic. And in fact, it was a coincidence that before I showed up, he and his colleague were talking about this very specific topic.
بس أنا بعتبر إن الكتاب في العصر الجديد ده لازم ينافس كل ما هو ترفيهي في الحياة في الشكل وفي المضمون.
في المضمون أيوة صحيح.
في الشكل والمضمون ينافسهم على اهتمام البني آدم.
صحيح.
And this is just to paraphrase. What he was saying was that nowadays books aren't competing with other books in the marketplace. Books are competing with all other forms of entertainment in the marketplace, because technically you can consider it in the entertainment category, and you could consider it in culture or whatever, but still it would have to compete with movies, with music, with whatever else comes out of the entertainment world. And, obviously a heavy amount of focus is placed on appearance and marketing and packaging for all of those things. I mean, movie covers are like artwork, like proper artwork, And so he was saying that in order for books to regain their former glory in the Arab world, they need to start paying more attention to the covers. And actually, it's not superficial at all to care about the cover, because if you care about the book, you will do the best in trying to present it to the world, which totally makes sense to me. I'm really glad I ventured into the Arabic section more, and I got a lot of books from him because they were really cool, honestly.
Yeah, actually, do you read Arabic books?
I do, but rarely. Honestly, rarely.
Are you fluent in it? Is it easy?
In a way, it's as easy as in like I can go in at the same speed, but the mental effort is more.
Are you translating it in your head?
I'm translating it.
Oh my God.
Exactly. Because I'm translating it in my head. Obviously, it's more effort to do that.
Yeah.
So I get physically tired. Like, and my eyes get heavy.
Processing
Like,
power. Brains overheating.
it's true. It takes time to translate.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of mental energy to translate. Like, I'm sure I burn more calories or something if I'm reading it.
Probably. Yeah.
That would be such a good experiment, by the way.
Right?
If there's any potential PhD candidates, this is something for you.
You can reach out to the Papercut directly. You don't have to come through the station. This is totally a Fatma thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna like start a diet program based on reading in another language.
Yeah, I like that. Macro what?
Keto who? He introduced me to a lot of writers as well who haven't yet been translated into English, but have been translated into Arabic. So a lot of his writers were from Iran. And that was super interesting to me because, believe it or not, it never occurred to me. Like, I always assumed that they would be translated first into English before anything else, which is such a funny thought. Of course, they could be translated into other languages. And Iran is a perfect example where it's easier to get them translated into Arabic.
It has been just amazing and extremely interesting. On the third day, I was just thinking of how this place made me feel. And the closest thing I said was, this is Disneyland for book lovers, basically. Because it's disorienting. It's all about the aesthetics. It's all about the vibes. There are so many books around that you don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I love it. I really do.
I did get a chance to speak with none other than Ammar al-Naimi.
Hey. My real regret is not visiting Ammar al-Naimi and the exhibition.
It was so awesome seeing him because I got to like observe him like a creep. I got to observe him from a distance
Why?
because I wanted to see. I joke about seeing Ammar in his natural habitat, but I really enjoy seeing him in his natural habitat because he is so much more in his element.
Yeah.
Like he's just like, I don't know. He's just in a flow state.
Yes, I can picture it.
Yeah, he's totally like soaking it all up, and you cannot tell from his stories how hectic the environment is. He really does a good job of like just glossing all over that. I think because he's so into it.
I mean, I thrive in chaos, I think. And what I loved the most was the opportunity to talk to people about, what they like. I think oftentimes I've thought that the book community and the reader community in Oman is very fragmented, which means that there are a lot of pockets and people don't really know about each other very much. So just sitting with people from Bidiyah, from Ibra, from Dakhliya, Rustaq, Nuzwa, and finding out that they're book lovers who like the same things I do, it's been awesome. And just us never having crossed paths before.
Yeah.
That's been my favorite part.
And you get to connect directly with your readers. What was the response like with your book, Saram?
It was awesome. There's been a mix of two types of people who came. People who have read Saram, who know about it, who are here just like talk about the book or yell at me because of a specific character or anything like that.
I know which one.
And then there was the other type of person who have never heard of me, they don't know who I am, and so they see me just talking excitedly about the book, and then just suddenly they go like, wait, who wrote this? I'm like, it's me. They're like, oh, and it's
awesome.
It's this great moment of just the surprise on their faces.
Yeah.
Because I think they have an expectation of what authors are.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to go, no, reading is fun, writing is fun, anybody can do it.
Yeah, just like your slogan, read for joy.
Absolutely.
Just perfect, yeah.
It's how I think about reading in general. It's our hobby, it should be fun, and I'm glad people are enjoying Saram.
Saram is a beginning of a trilogy, and it's a fantasy novel set in Oman, with a young boy as the main character, Mish'al, who goes on a journey discovering that he has magical powers. I feel like it would be fair in comparing it to Hogwarts, with the school that he goes to and the journey that he goes on, but in Oman.
Well, Omani Hogwarts.
Omani Hogwarts.
Hogwarts.
Haqward.
I do want to take the opportunity to thank Family Bookshop for having me here. it would have been difficult otherwise. So just the opportunity to be here is awesome.
Shout out to Family Bookshop for always being there for readers and writers in Oman.
Ammar was selling his book at the Family Bookshop stall, which was a big revelation to me because I didn't even know Family Bookshop still existed in Oman.
The Family Bookshop?
The Family Bookshop.
The MQ Family Bookshop?
Yeah, formerly.
They exist?
Yes, I know. And I've talked about how much I miss them. I always talk about them because I love the Family Bookshop. And I'm sure many people who are listening love them too. Like, by the way, anyone who's listening, if you have any memories of the Family Bookshop, please leave a comment on our latest post letting us know on the @thepapercut.club on Instagram. Because I think that the manager, Isaac, would love to hear from you guys.
I am from Family Bookshop. My name is Isaac J. Sudas. I have been working with for more than 30 years in the same bookshop. Yeah, we are doing good. By the grace of God, it's coming out. Inshallah, we will be, it's coming up in the good area. Yeah, we are searching for, something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Are they still in MQ?
No, they've moved to Rui. And funny story about their Rui branch, actually. So I actually knew about this branch before, but I thought it was a warehouse because my cousins owned this pizzeria, Impasti. Shout out to Impasti. They opened a central kitchen in Rui and I went to visit it. And I saw across from the central kitchen was Family Bookshop logo. And I was like, what? So obviously I had to go over and find out what was going on over there. And it was closed. So I assumed it was like their warehouse of their extra stock or whatever. But when I spoke to Isaac, it turns out that that's actually where they're located now, now. And they're trying really hard to get back in the game. They got hit a little bit hard in the past when some of their investors left the country. They're not from Oman and they left the country. And so now they're basically getting back in business and being active in book fairs and things like that. So
yeah, by the grace of God, this time is very, very good.
Really?
Yes, yeah, people are interested to buy and they want to improve their reading skills. Yeah, excellent. Yeah,
That's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. And do you feel like the people who have been coming, are they living in Oman or from abroad or everywhere?
Yeah, this time more than 80% I can say is local Omanis. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes, amazing. Yes. 80%, 100% I can tell. Yeah, people are showing their interest, not like before. Yeah, they will say that, when they see the book before, they don't like, they will negotiate.
Yeah.
But this time, they are showing their interest to buy something. Yeah.
I really hope people listening to this will go and support them because I don't want to see an iconic business like this disappear from Oman.
And do they have any social media at all?
At the moment, unfortunately, not yet.
Okay.
But
so how can people find them then?
You can find them by going there physically.
So where is it exactly?
It's exactly like, where the Ministry of Sports Affairs is, or I think it's now changed the name, but it's right next to there. There's an area called Mumtaz Heights.
We are Mumtaz Heights.
Heights.
Yeah. Way number is 3318. Yeah, 127A, the building number.
Yeah, and it's there, basically.
We will come back to, one of the nice location.
Yeah.
Yes, we would like to have all the, books.
Yes,
yeah,
definitely.
especially the Middle East interest and Oman books. Yeah, and children, all varieties, same like before.
Yeah. And I think people will be very happy to hear that. I definitely support this, and I really, really hope if anyone's listening, they take this as a sign to find Family Bookshop.
That was probably my favorite discovery of the book fair, is learning that the Family Bookshop is still there.
Nice.
I can guarantee you I will definitely be having them on the show.
Yay.
I'll do my best. Isaac is a little bit nervous about speaking on air, but I'll get
They're
him.
legends, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to get them.
We have to get them. Yes.
Thank you. God bless you.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. So yeah, hopefully.
Okay, this is Isaac Das, Family Bookshop, Oman.
We also got the chance to speak to a visitor, Mr. Talal al-Subhi. He's a member of the business community in Oman. And I wanted to get the sense of, I've seen a lot of Armani families attending fully with like the parents and the children. So I really wanted to speak to one of these families to get an idea of how they felt about the whole event.
So how's your experience been so far?
It's good. It's actually exciting, and we regret that we didn't come here sooner. Yani. We didn't come sooner in the beginning of the week, so at least we can give a little bit of tour. Yani.
Are you here getting things for yourself or for your kids mainly?
It's general. Yani. We basically let everybody loose on the ground. Yeah, we gave them a budget. We told them, "Well, you can do whatever you want."
It's a good way to go about it. Yeah, minimum effort. You know, you need it in this place. It's very hectic. Is this your first time visiting the book fair?
La. We actually love to see it every year or every other year, especially that the past 2 years didn't take place. So we took advantage that we came. Usually I see some good readings material when we walk around. The kids also like some of the activities here, although we're still not sure how to participate or how to do it.
Yeah.
And but at least it's a good 2 to 3 hours use of our time.
Yeah. And is there anything new here that's been a nice surprise for you, or anything interesting that stood out to you?
Yeah, actually, the kids section, because I've got my 2 teenagers here, 11 and 13. Unfortunately, we didn't find their good spots until at the end of our tour. Again, I guess there was not a master map that shows where everything else is situated. And the other thing is it was not very easy also to look it up online.
Well, that's all really useful, because I think this is the first time that it's been held in this large new convention center. So maybe going forward with the next fairs, this is all stuff that we'd like to see happen, I guess.
The second time.
Second time.
Yeah.
And I actually kept asking some of the vendors, how do they find it? They actually kept saying that this is one of the strongest exhibits that they do in the region. One of the things that kept popping up that we did not actually, introduce lots of basic, information technology tools. For example, many of these visiting, companies, since they don't have residence here in Oman, they cannot have bank machines. Therefore, they cannot have, mobile payments, etc. And I think it's a shame, because that's really a good opportunity for our business companies here to come in and actually fill that gap.
Yeah, I actually was mentioning that earlier, that I wish there was mobile payments in every stall, because that would just make everything so much easier.
And again, I think they will go a long way if they just advertise it ahead of time, because you can see the queue on the cash machine. And I'm sure that it will run out of cash, because everybody goes inside and then they found out that they have to bring in cash, so they go outside again.
Yes. For sure.
If there was some kind of way that we can introduce mobile payments, because the main pet peeve of almost everybody attending was the fact that obviously most of the sellers can't accept cards, because a lot of them are just coming from abroad just for this event. So of course they won't have all of the card payment stuff set up, which makes sense. But there's got to be a way. I don't know what the way is, but there's got to be a way that stall owners can accept mobile payments in some fashion. Because if that was possible, I can guarantee you I would be coming home with a lot more books.
Right.
I would have come home with a lot more than what I did. And I got a substantial amount, but nowhere near what I would have gotten if I could do mobile payments, for sure.
The food stalls, maybe we should have a little bit more variety. Why not open it to some of these, coffee shops and everything? Just
local
set
SMEs
for 1 week, Make it easy for them, have 30 of them, 40 of them, and, let that responsibility be on their side.
I really think if anyone's listening, they should hire you to be on the planning committee for next year, because you've got a lot of ideas, and I agree with every single one, because these are all things I've noted mentally. So thank you so much. Clearly you've been a very observant visitor, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your time here, and your children as well. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, and good. See you next year.
Yeah, see you.
What else?
Now, last but certainly not least, I got the real pleasure of meeting Sayyid Khalid bin Hamad al-Busaidi. This is a man who wears, mashallah, many hats.
What was he doing there?
He was visiting a lot of the stalls and just encouraging, offering his support to a lot of the Omani projects that are being showcased there. So in addition to book stalls just selling books, there was attendance from the Ministry of Information, there was Omani Society for Intellectual Property, there was the Children's Public Library, and they had these really great demonstrations of very cool toys and experiments that involve things like robotics and 3D printing and very, very, very cool and innovative things. There was a huge children's corner where a lot of the other Omani businesses were set up as well because they were geared towards children's activities. And he was supporting these initiatives. So I got the chance to speak to him.
I'm very excited to be here. I think it's a wonderful opportunity to have the book fair here on a regular basis, especially after a couple of years where we couldn't have it in Oman because of COVID. I was a bit reluctant to come in the few days before because I was told that it's going to be extremely busy. But I guess I have been lucky this morning because being Saturday morning, it's reasonably busy. It's not that busy, so I'm enjoying my time here. But I'm really impressed with the passion that we see growing within the society. In spite of all the challenges of modern age when it comes to knowledge. But I think the book fair still remains to be the most important activity, I think, in Oman when it comes to culture, knowledge, education, media, etc. And I'm really pleased to see a lot of kids, a lot of youngsters, excited about the book fair, and a lot of families still make sure that they come here with their kids, which is, I think, a good thing. I've spoken to many of my friends in the last few days, and they all were so excited that they, in spite of all the traffic and all the sort of negativity that some people try to basically speak about in social media about how busy this place is, people still wanted to come, which is great, which is great. It's okay. If you are stuck in traffic for an hour, so what, but the book fair is not here every day, it's here only once every year or every 2 years. So I'm very pleased.
Yeah, and actually I think it's a testament to people's passion for education and for culture that they're willing to sit in traffic for this long to attend an event like this. I think it indicates there's a real thirst for cultural content, cultural programming in the Sultanate.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really amazing. And I think, this only encourages more and more publishers and writers to not give up, about keep producing excellent content, because there is hunger for good content in Oman. I really wish that we can organize such events outside Muscat as well, not necessarily only in Muscat. I know venues are usually a problem. Maybe not at this size, but I think maybe if we can have mini book fair exhibitions in the regions, it would be great. I think especially in the main cities, Suhar, Sur, Nizwa, Salalah, Musandam, because not everybody really can afford to come here to attend.
It was such a fun event overall. It was extremely family friendly. I lost my son once, and the volunteers found him immediately. What more can you ask for? And speaking of which, I also had the chance to interview my most important guest.
Who is?
My son.
Okay, I'm sitting here with the youngest visitor that I've interviewed so far. His name is Yusuf. Hi, Yusuf.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Fine.
So, can you tell me, do you like this book fair?
Yeah.
What is your favorite part of the book fair?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man? Did you see a Spider-Man book here?
Yes.
What about all the sellers? Do you like the books that they have?
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about the books?
Spider-Man.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Would you come back here again? Would you want to come back here again?
Yeah.
With mommy?
Yeah.
Okay. thank you for talking to me today.
You're welcome.
Bye.
I really enjoyed my time there, and I think everyone I spoke to enjoyed their time as well. Well done to the organizers for pulling it off during this uncertain time, and well done to the ROP for managing all the traffic as well, because they really did an excellent job of maneuvering all of that. I saw it with my own eyes, and I hope that next year they'll take on board some of the comments that were shared, and also extend it, make it longer. I agree. It needs to be a little bit longer, and I also need to have my own permanent booth there, so I can
Yes. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Thank you once again to Sami Al-Asmi for all of his help and support on the ground at Oman Convention and Exhibition Center. You can find Sami on Instagram at Sami Asmi.
Hello.
I like that his last name and his first name are like the same letters.
Yeah. Let's conclude.
Okay. The Papercut Club is a member of the Oman FM podcast collective. You can find all of Oman FM's latest shows and updates on Instagram at omanfm.om. This episode was hosted by me, Fatma Makki, and edited and mixed by Abdullah Al-Mawali. You can find the Papercut Club on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at thepapercut.club. Or you can visit our website at www.thepapercut.club. Thank you for listening, and happy reading.
You can find me at Wandering Brown Guy.
I should do
Papercut Club on Oman FM.